What is the world's largest tractor? It is none other than the Big Bud 747. The Big Bud 747 is 1,100 horsepower, has a 1,000 gallon fuel tank, yes, 1,000 gallon, and 150 gallon hydraulics reserve. It is 28 feet long. Picture that. 28 feet long and 20 feet wide. A shipping weight, so no gas and no diesel in the tank. Just bare bones, 95,000 pound shipping weight. So to put this in perspective, the largest tractor John Deere currently makes is a 9620R. They started producing this in 2015, and it comes in at a max engine horsepower of 670 horsepower. So it's still over 400 pounds less than the Big Bud 747. So a little history about the Big Bud 747. It was produced in 1977 in Harve, Montana. So some brothers in Bakersfield, California, ordered it from Big Bud, and they asked that it had at least 750 horsepower. They had previously purchased Big Buds or Big Bud products, but they decided that they wanted something bigger. They were tilling 3 feet deep. 3 feet deep they wanted to till. So they had a couple D6 cats that they were using to till, and they could do 15 acres a day. After they got the Big Bud 747 delivered, they could do that in less than an hour. So they were making quick work of the cotton farming. So they wanted at least 750 horsepower, and Big Bud came in at 760 horsepower. And it cost $300,000, which was quite a lot for 1977, I would say. But yeah, so it was delivered in 1978, and they used it for about 11 or 12 years, and then they sold it to Jim Sartori of Willowbrook Farms in Atlantic, Florida. He planned to develop new lowlands, and he ended up buying it for $100,000, and Big Bud's proprietor owner actually helped negotiate that deal. So, as the federal government often does, it got its head involved in maybe something it should have, and it decided that the lowlands were federally protected. So Jim Sartori let it sit until 1997, and the Williams brothers in 1997 bought it for $95,000. So they were actually personal friends of Big Bud's proprietor, and they expressed their interest and ended up buying it, so it basically returned within 60 miles of its original build site. 20 years later, and it returned back from one side of the country to the other. But in 1998, they took a couple months to restore it before the tillage season started in 98, and they actually did some engine and exhaust work, came in at 900 horsepower, and they mainly used it on an 80-foot cultivator. So with this Big Bud and an 80-foot cultivator, they were able to do 1.3 acres per minute. Think about that, 1.3 acres per minute. That's nearly 100 acres an hour. Yeah. So they ended up stopped using it for regular work in 2009. And the main reason of this was the United Tire Company in Canada, which made the Big Bud's custom 8-foot tires, went bankrupt, and it was hard to find, imagine that. But anyway, so now they've put it on indefinite loan to a couple museums, and it currently resides in Clarion, Iowa, and has a special building built just for it. Well, thanks for watching, and if you have any other video ideas, just leave them in the comments. Thanks.